Shonen has reached a new road in the last couple of years. With the end of highly popular series such as Bleach and Naruto, only One Piece still stands. Shonen Jump seem to be changing their lineup to focus on other stories beyond the typical battle series. I wanted to talk about the magazine that represents my favourite genre in both manga and anime and see how the new series are shaping up in the modern era. If you want a more in-depth look at Shonen Jump, I recommend Super Eyepatch Wolf's videos. Also, all of the manga mentioned in this video have anime adaptations, so let's talk about them. You know, I just said Shonen Jump were moving away from battle series. My Hero Academia. I promise I will get to one of those later, but this series is worth talking about due to both its manga and anime adaptation. The manga follows the story of a boy known as Deku living in a superhero society who is attempting to become the world's greatest hero. What I love about My Hero Academia is its characters, not just Deku but his classmates and the other heroes of the world. It reminds me why I love the Battle Shonen series. It's not about the fight scenes but the characters and world as well. While having some cliches, the series owns them by incorporating them into the story, such as everyone having powers and wanting to stand at the top. As a fan of Western superheroes, this series just works so well for me. The art is also really strong and I could talk about it for hours, but I will just say the iconic moments of the series are awesome on the page. I also want to shout out the anime adaptation, which has mostly been a pretty damn good series. Some scenes still shock me to this day being animated so well. Black Clover. When the anime adaptation for this manga came out, I checked out the first episode and was not impressed.
What the fudge-fickle?
While My Hero Academia felt fresh, Black Clover felt cliched and tired. A good example of first impressions being everything in a first episode. The story follows an obnoxious guy named Asta who wants to be the Wizard King. See what I mean? I have looked into the manga and think it's an improvement over the anime adaptation done by Studio Perriott, the providers of quality. Due to the manga being paced well while the anime slows everything down and pads it out while looking kind of bad. I'm still not the biggest fan of this series, but I understand why a lot of people gravitate towards it, as it is another throwback to older shonen titles that used to dominate. I can respect that.
And now for something completely different.
Demon Slayer. Anime of the decade. Nah. This manga has shot up in popularity, especially with the anime adaptation done by Ufotable, the Fate Zero guys. The story of a guy called Tanjiro attempting to save his sister from being a demon by joining a group of warriors to discover a solution. Saving a loved one isn't a new concept to fiction. It's how the story tells the adventure, with Nezuko being powerful in her own right unlike other characters. Tanjiro is also a likable lead with a relatable reason for his quest. The adventures of two siblings, a Doritos advert and a pigman. I love this genre. The action is honed to perfection, especially in the anime adaptation. Plus the world is full of interesting characters and horrifying demons with unique designs. While not my favourite out of Shonen Jump, I've enjoyed what I have read and watched of Demon Slayer.
It's gonna be legendary.
The Promised Neverland.
Those chickens are up to something.
The plot follows a group of kids living in an orphanage run by their mother, but there is a twist. They are really livestock for demonic monsters that rule the world, and now the kids must plan their escape to survive. This was a big indication of how Shonen Jump had changed. Psychological battles where characters have to use their minds instead of their fists. While not a new concept with series like Death Note before, Promised Neverland delivers a tense and gripping story that always kept me wondering what was going to happen next. Horror is one of my favourite genres as well, so it was interesting in Shonen Jump. My favourite film is The Shining after all.
That's swell.
The anime was an alright adaptation in terms of adapting the story well, but fell down on some sides of the production, including the backgrounds and character designs. Also, one of my favourite recent villains in the genre, Dr. Stone.
Don't you people know anything about science?
This series starts on the event that turns every creature on the planet to stone. Thousands of years later, some humans break out of this state and begin rebuilding the world while looking into what happened. This series had a rocky start, but I feel it took its strides when Senku became the main character. I love Spot, the main character. He is a scientist, which is perfect for him to build a new civilization.
Safety glasses off, motherfuckers.
The story follows his adventures, and I find it fascinating to read or watch the explanations of how the science in this world works. The anime adaptation done by TMS Entertainment is really good in terms of the story, characters, and just the look of the world. I haven't heard of TMS for years. It just surprises me that they worked on this series. What I've remembered about the shonen genre going through the most recent series is that it isn't about big, over-the-top spectacle. It's about the characters and how they overcome hardship to become stronger. Probably why Black Clover didn't work for me was because I didn't like the cast that much. The Promised Neverland, for example, got me invested in the characters through their situation and wanting to see them come out okay in the end. With new types of stories being published by Shonen Jump, I like how they haven't lost the spirit of what makes the genre so good to me.
We'll find a way to save the day, that's who we are.
If you like this video, please give a like, subscribe and hit that notification button for more content from yours truly. Also follow me on Twitter through the link in the description. Cheers for watching. Steven Universe was the best shonen series.